The 18th Congressional District is without a representative right now after former Congressman Aaron Schock resigned amid allegations of improper campaign spending.
But this week, voters will take to the polls in a special election to pick a candidate to fill the vacant seat.
The 18th Congressional District is one of the largest in the state. It covers major central Illinois cities like Peoria, Bloomington, all the way to Quincy and parts of Springfield. News Channel 20 Statehouse reporter Jordan Abudayyeh is here now to introduce us to one of the candidates in the race.
Stacey, we sat down with both candidates running for the 18th Congressional District, and we asked them the same question so voters can get to know each one individually. Tonight, we meet Quincy native Rob Mellon, the Democrat vying for the open congressional seat. Democrat Rob Mellon acknowledges that whoever wins the congressional seat will have to win back the trust of those living in the 18th District.
As an Army officer, I've lived with a very strict code of ethics for a very long time, so I'm used to that. And like I've mentioned several times before, I think the money in politics drives a lot of the problems. It certainly was the problem with Aaron Schock. So if we can fix some of that, if we can eliminate some of the money, especially the super PACs and these secret monies that get funneled into campaigns, if we can fix some of those, we might go a long way to fixing our ethics problems.
Mellon is a school teacher in Quincy with no political experience, but he says that might not be such a bad thing. He says politicians in Washington haven't been doing too well lately.
As a history teacher, I have some knowledge of the history of how some of the issues have evolved to where they are at today. So that gives me a perspective. My military experience gives me direct leadership experience. I spent almost 20 years in the military, and that's direct leadership experience on how to get things done. Because in the military, it really only matters if you accomplish the mission. And so, ownership of an idea, like in politics, that becomes paramount, but in the military, it's not. The ownership of the idea doesn't matter. The mission's the only thing that matters. And that's the type of leadership that I would bring if I were elected.
Mellon says he looks to his personal experiences when it comes to shaping policy that's important to the constituents of the 18th District.
Well, I think jobs is most important in the economy because it affects everyone throughout every single community in the 18th. And then what I bring to the table is my personal experience. So I wouldn't prioritize it in importance, just my personal experience. So that's why I've tried to emphasize education, for example, and veterans affairs, and then of course my jobs plan.
Now tomorrow we will bring you the Republican challenger, Darren LaHood, and his responses right here on News Channel 20 at 5 o'clock.
Okay, question for you. With it being a special election, seems to be kind of a problem for both candidates.
Yeah, voter turnout is a big problem in this election because it's not a time where a lot of people know that an election is even taking place, and a lot of people don't know anyone else besides these two, and it's not something they were expecting. So right now we have a lot of voter turnout issues. We'll have to see how that plays out on Thursday.